Hey again, guys. Thank you so much for constantly showing up week after week, because this has been a rough time on all of us. And instead of me pointing out the obvious that Missy is not with me right now, I wanted to really focus on you guys and say that I am doing everything in my power for you guys, because I know that without your support, without your viewership, without your comments and your love and your, mutual passion for the things that we enjoy watching on this channel, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. We wouldn't keep at doing what we're doing. And I just want to say thank you, all of you, for everything. So, yep, it's really cool that in a pseudo weird way, like, I'm getting to see you guys every week. I get to read your comments. I am starting to memorize some of your names. I never know if I pronounce this one right. Einar? I think we went over this before, but regardless, you're a cool dude. Thank you always for all your love, support, and thank you everyone else who watches. I'm sure your names will pop up in my head at any moment, probably after I'm done recording this, but needless to say, let's get to another great episode of Supernatural Specials. Okay, and we are now way past the halfway point, and we are officially at the Crossroads. Such a great episode, too.
Crossroad Blues is an episode about people who make deals with demons at Crossroads.
Yeah.
It's our episode where we're playing with the myth of making a deal with the devil and selling your soul.
Such a cool episode.
For a very long time, I've been into blues music, and I came across this story of Robert Johnson. I came across his music at a really young age. Was it really Robert Johnson? It may have been someone else that this legend created, but it sort of doesn't matter. Like, it's kind of about the legends are more important than the actual men.
The more I read about Robert Johnson, the more I realized that it's really one of the coolest urban legends ever, because so much about it is factually true and correct. The only part of the story that we don't know for sure if it's true is the actual part where he talks to the devil. Everything else really happened.
And so it only makes sense that the best musicians have some sort of pact.
It's so weird, because I thought that they totally made this up. Of course they did.
He was a sharecropper who was not a particularly good guitarist, who actually got a lot of scorn for being kind of a piss-poor guitarist. And he vanished for a couple years, and he came back better than anyone has ever been since. So you tell me what happened in those 2 years.
Whether or not
worked really
this was
hard.
a devil pact to make him become a great musician, or perhaps he had encountered an African deity, I don't think it's that simple. I think what we've got is multiple traditions feeding into this story.
He was to summon a demon. Not just summon one. Crossroads are where pacts are made. These people are actually making deals with the damn thing.
In the South, you had this tradition where you come to the crossroads and you can meet one of the gods, the African gods of the crossroads, and be taught things. And this concept has gotten mixed up with devil pacts.
In Africa, which would be around Mali, one of the most powerful spirits is
Stuff gives
Elegua,
me the heebie-jeebies.
who is, among other things, the guardian of the crossroads.
In the traditions, Elegua will actually, if a person comes to the crossroads at a certain time, will not ask them to sell their soul, but is willing to give them information. Basically, how to play the blues guitar.
Why a crossroads? A crossroads is a wonderful spot. It's sort of a threshold spot. You could go one way or you could go another way. It's betwixt and between. It's neither here nor there. And at the crossroads, then you can make a pact with the devil.
So it's just like the Robert Johnson legend, right? I mean, selling your soul at the crossroads kind of deal?
Yeah, except that wasn't a legend. You know his music. You don't know Robert Johnson's songs. Sam, there's occult references all over his lyrics. I mean, Crossroad Blues, Me and Devil Blues, Hellhound on My Trail.
Once people have got this great story, everything starts feeding into it. The way the myth specifically attached to him was because Tommy Johnson was much more famous in the Delta than Robert Johnson. And
So
Tommy
trippy
Johnson's
that I just-
brother, who was a preacher and who was very, very into all sorts of mystical, magical sorts of things, told this involved story about Tommy Johnson going down to the Crossroads at midnight and meeting a black man there who tuned his guitar for him. And he said after that happened, he could play anything he wanted to play. And then a number of people who had already been into Robert Johnson
So creepy.
and into the Devil songs said, oh, that's how it works. And certainly when we're talking about hoodoo beliefs in the Mississippi Delta in 1930, a lot of it we just don't know and will never know.
When you go back and forth with that, that concept is now mixed with the hoodoo concept of a guardian of the crossroads. So did he sell his soul? Or was he given an opportunity by one of the African deities? I can't answer that. You may have to wait till the afterlife to find out.
Oh, so unsettling.
Alas. Deals with the devil. That sort of thing always creeps me out. I think it creeps me out because when I was a little kid, I really, really wanted to be an actor. And I remember actually potentially partially doing that. And that freaks me out now because I hope, part of me is like hopeful that I can actually, you know, make it in the industry. But there's also this other part of me that really doesn't, because I'm afraid that what if whatever in my head, if I may have said it or whatever, that I've just gotten really superstitious and now I'm like all paranoid about it. So I don't want to succeed too much. Because, yeah, that's scary stuff. Not to say that, you know, there is or isn't whatever there is in what facility there may be. Okay, I'm rambling. My point is, regardless of what comes after this one life of ours, that stuff really freaks me out. The whole Crossroads story I thought was really cool and compelling and supernatural. Always surprises me because there's a lot of times where I think that they make up original things. And I know that they do with their main plot. But like all of these secondary side stories, like they're sort of events of the week, because they don't really do monsters of the week necessarily. I guess they do both. But it's always impressive because the show really is kind of like a catch-all Forrest Gump of supernatural and horror entities. And I think it's really freaking fun and cool and exciting that we get to explore all of these real myths or things that have, you know, some bit of reality grounded into them that, you know, are based on true events or whatever. And this one especially apparently was extremely based on true events. So it's just wild. But needless to say, I remember this episode being like heavy, and yeah. Everyone, I hope you are watching. Don't make deals with the devil or anything like that. Some scary stuff to mess with. But, oof, I don't know why. It just gives me the willies. Ugh, gosh, great show. But, ooh, the willies. Anyway, good old Nylands. Nope, that's not what that was. Was it? No, it was Mississippi, wasn't it? Anyway. This was, regardless, super naturally.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this with us. It was a lot of fun.
Hope you enjoyed it. We did, mostly.
Yeah.
It's always an emotional roller coaster.
If you enjoyed it as much as we did, or were as brought to tears as much as I have been, you know, like, subscribe, and stay notified by clicking that bell. And support us on Patreon.